City Council and city staff have now received plenty of citizen feedback regarding large-scale data centers. At last night's public hearing, city leadership emphasized there are currently no data center proposals before the council. The city manager's presentation represented a hypothetical center, what would be needed if one were there to be proposed. KCBD News Channel 11's Dylan Villa has been covering this discussion for months, and now he reports on the vocal response at the hearing and how one lawmaker is responding a little differently.
After opening remarks from Mayor Mark McBrayer, City Manager Jared Atkinson highlighted a survey more than 1,500 people completed. The top concerns are water and electricity usage. Assistant City Manager Eric Regino showed how much water and electricity would be needed if a data center were built in the city. Before citizen comments, some council members raised their own concerns. Councilwoman Christy Martinez Garcia discussed how Districts 1 and 2 would likely be where any data center would be built.
Already have all of and most of the industrial companies as it stands. So now we, could potentially have all of the industrial, and now we're going to add all of the data centers. Somehow that just is a little bit concerning to me.
Then the public had the chance to let their voices be heard. Most reactions range from concern to disappointment and even frustration.
I would like to ask the council is what economic benefit is there to the average citizenry of Lubbock, Texas, to have this?
The impacts of large-scale AI data centers are not being fully considered due to rush and demand, and rural, lower-income communities are being targeted as a result.
It's crazy to me that you would consider pushing it forward. The fact that you're going to put it on the east side of town, okay, everybody knows why.
You said 100,000 gallons per day was the water usage for a data center. Where are you getting that number?
Y'all serve us. You don't serve billionaires. Serve your citizens. It's a social contract.
Meanwhile, Lubbock State Representative Carl Tepper sees great benefit in data centers. He stopped by KCBD Wednesday, saying the reaction is overblown, and Lubbock should be welcoming them with open arms.
I think data centers are something we should be welcoming with open arms in Lubbock, Texas. I will take every data center that is rejected by any other county in Texas. We'll put them here in Lubbock because we are an economic development town. We believe in jobs, we believe in efficiency, we believe in development, we believe in private property rights, and we are going to go ahead and leverage those beliefs into real money for Lubbock, Texas to be able to fund our schools, our parks, our hospitals, and I can't wait to get more of these data centers.
Mayor McBrayer expressed more work and research is needed before any potential data center is considered. Needless to say, this conversation is far from over. Dylan Villa, KCBD News Channel 11.